Thank you to About the Memories Travel for sponsoring this video. We'll share more about them later.
Hey, and welcome to a new vlog. If you're new to the channel, I'm Sarah. The other half adult in Disney is Jeff, and I'm sorry it's so windy, but the views here in Norway are just too amazing. So this is our first day in Norway. We're making our first port stop. We have some fun things planned at that port, and then also when we get back on the ship, it is absolutely beautiful. We'll show you some of those views. We can't wait to share it all with you, and it's time for an adventure.
We woke up bright and early this morning, and yesterday was a day at sea, so it was absolutely incredible to wake up and see all of these amazing views. We went up to the top deck just to be able to take it all in, and here's a quick time lapse just so you can get an idea of what it was like with the ship driving through these fjords. And they did have some mulled wine set up, so this was going to be an additional cost if you wanted it. But we just grabbed hot coffees and went for a walk around the deck. And again, here's just an idea of some of those views. We then made our way up to our room. We had ordered room service last night, and room service here is complimentary, so we enjoy getting it for breakfast if we just want to have a relaxing breakfast. And we really enjoy having the balcony in large part because you can just in the mornings wake up and relax in your balcony, have your breakfast. So we are really looking forward to today.
These views are absolutely incredible. Right now we're gonna pop inside and see about meeting Mickey this morning before we head upstairs and get ready for our first port of call.
We just came over to the lobby area, and we are first up to meet Mickey when he comes in this morning. We only waited about 15 minutes to meet Mickey, so it's definitely quiet this morning with meeting characters. After meeting Mickey, we went out to the balcony and found a bunch of other characters with no wait at all, so it was really fun.
You're gonna do some painting as well, right? Some painting. Oh, I know. You have some amazing views. And that boat right there would be perfect. Yeah. Thank you, Goofy. And you look great, Donald. Wow. That is amazing. Are you seeing anything good? Are you gonna go hike that mountain up there? Could you do it? Yeah, I think you'd be, yeah, you're so strong. You're the strongest of all of them, so you can do it no problem. We don't dock here until 10 a.m., so they had some characters out this morning, which was really fun. Now we are making our way back up to our room. We're gonna get ready to explore Norway, so we're really excited. We just made it to our first port here in Norway, and it's called, I'm gonna pronounce it wrong, but I think it's Skjolden. So we'll write it down here just so you have it for reference. With this port, we booked our own excursions outside of Disney, so we just booked them directly with the company beforehand. The first thing we're doing is getting some bikes. We're gonna bike around, maybe do a hike, explore the town, and then later today we have a boat tour that's gonna go all the way up the fjords. We will share both of those with you, and then we'll get back on the ship later tonight for some more fun on here.
We got off the ship right into Skjolden, and we walked along the water to where we reserved our bikes. It was a short, maybe only 5 to 10 minute walk. And then here is Adventure Tours Norway, and they have bike rentals, and they're actually where we're also doing our boat ride later. The bike rental was about $75 US, and like I said, we reserved this ahead of time. We reserved electric bikes, so e-bikes, so these would assist you while riding. They also had hybrid bikes and regular bikes. Here's a kind of closer look at those bikes, and they also did provide helmets. And then we got started. We just picked to ride out towards a waterfall, and we just did it so we had kind of a goal to reach and then turn around and just be able to take in some of the views. So here's what it was like riding along the roads out to the waterfall. We also passed a llama farm, so we of course stopped there and looked at them. They were all really cute. And then we got back on our bikes. We passed some water, so we had a river, which was really beautiful. And then here we are making our way up to the waterfall, which is there on that hillside on the left.
We just made it out to the waterfall, so it was about a 45-minute ride. We stopped a little bit, maybe an hour out to here. It was beautiful views here at the waterfall. We're now gonna head back a slightly different route, and we're gonna go to a spot that overlooks the whole village, and maybe if we get lucky, we'll be able to see our cruise ship. Before we get back to more fun, I just wanted to take a moment to quickly talk about our sponsor for this video. About the Memories Travel is an amazing travel agency, and they have a bunch of specialists who can help you plan your next vacation. We have personally used them for our Disney trips, and they can help answer any questions that you have and also keep eyes out for great deals. The best part is that they are going to have all of their services available at no cost to you, so you can contact them with all of your questions, and they're to help for no additional cost. If you'd like to contact them for planning on your next trip, please click the link below in our bio. All right, now it's time to head back to the fun.
This was our first time using e-bikes, and we were really glad that we had them. It made the ride a lot easier with that kind of assistance from the bike, and we were especially glad for them because there was a little bit of an uphill ride to the viewpoint, but it was completely worth it. These views are absolutely amazing. You can see all the way down the fjord, and then right there in the distance is our cruise ship. We then made our way back towards the village, and we took a pit stop at this orchard. So our bikes are right there parked, and then over there in the distance you will see some apple trees. So there was a sign we saw that said like cider this way, so we figured we'd give it a try. And then here the farmer had some local sausages, and then also 2 different types of ciders that you could try. So you could buy it by a glass or you could buy a bottle. So we got a couple glasses to try, and then also at this orchard there are also some amazing views. So this is an absolutely perfect break.
We were just biking and we passed a place and it was like cider this way. So we stopped and got 2 glasses of cider, so one for Jeff, one for me. This one I believe is more berry, and this is like a traditional cider, so let's see, we'll give them a try. Ooh, that is very nice. Let's see. They're both really good. I think it was about $10 a glass in US, but this is an awesome pit stop. We're gonna then continue back down to the village, and then we have the boat ride here in a little bit. We had an amazing time biking, and it was fun exploring the village. It was small. We did go in the grocery store and got ourselves some chocolates to bring with us for souvenirs. Now we just made our way over to the boats. The boats are the same company that we booked the bikes from, but we have to go, I believe we put on like wetsuits, and then we'll get on the boats and we do a boat ride all the way up the fjords, and that will kind of take the rest of the time that we have here in this port. But I am really looking forward to the boat tour. We did book it ahead of time, so it's something we booked way before our cruise, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Here's a look at the equipment that is provided by the tour company. They have hats and goggles, and then of course the wetsuits. The suits can go right over your clothes, and they do also provide life jackets. We then made our way over to the boat, and with the boat you have seats which you will basically straddle, and then you can kind of sit down, but since it's 2x2, everyone has a really good view. And I sat in front of Jeff for the ride, and pulling out of the fjord and dock area was absolutely beautiful. So there is the ship right there, and then we made our way up the fjord, and it was really fun being on the boat close to the water. It gives you a completely different perspective than when you're on the cruise ship. And we did also have our tour guide, so he stopped and pointed out a bunch of things that tied to Norwegian history, some of the villages, talking about life here, and I really enjoyed also seeing this waterfall. We then started making our way back to the cruise ship. Overall, the entire experience was about an hour that we were out on the boat, so it was a lot of time to be able to hear a bunch of stories and see a lot of the beautiful sights. And then another highlight for me was when we were pulling back into the dock. We are on the Disney Dream cruise ship for this cruise, so we were able to see the cruise ship up close, and so that was a really fun way to end this tour.
We just got done with the rib boat tour, and I have to say it was definitely worth it. It was an awesome way to experience the fjords. You got to see some amazing views that weren't available any other way, and we actually ended by driving right by the ship, which provided a really cool perspective. I would definitely recommend doing this if you happen to be on a Norway Fjords or if there's a rib boat excursion anywhere. It was a lot of fun, worthwhile, and really unique.
Right next to where we got off of the boat, there is this pub and cafe, and we had a little bit of time before we had to be back on the cruise ship, so we stopped in here to try a local beer, and Jeff actually really enjoyed the beer, so it was fun to be able to kind of have this extra pit stop before making our way back to the ship. The walk back to the ship is really easy, and it, again, took us probably only about 5 to 10 minutes. We just made it back on the cruise ship and it was a really fun day. We're now gonna head downstairs, grab some food, and then get up to a bunch of fun tonight on the ship. For our food, we stopped down to the quick service windows by the pool deck, and here they have everything from salads to sandwiches to burgers. We went with a couple different wraps and 2 paninis, and they were all really nice. By the time we were done eating, the ship was pulling away from port, and we loved that there were people out there waving goodbye to us with the Norwegian flags. This port was absolutely amazing, so it was an incredible day, and we're looking forward to tonight.
We met some of the characters this morning, but just to show the line now, there's Minnie, and the line goes all the way around here. We were just talking to a cast member, and they said it's one of the longest lines they've ever seen for the characters here. And then eventually around this corner, so like right there it stops, and then behind this wall is where the line starts for Stitch. So it's gonna go through behind there. Stitch is gonna eventually meet where Minnie meets. So the cast member said it was probably at least a 50-minute queue. So 50, which is so long. And then down here we have Pluto meeting and Donald right now.
We came up to Meridian to relax for a bit, so this is a bar and lounge that is located between the adult-only dining options, and it's probably our favorite bar and lounge on the Disney Dream. And to drink, we went with the Smaljebin, which is a mystery-style drink, so you don't necessarily know what specific type of wine you are getting, but it actually worked out great for us. We got a glass of Krug, which goes for $70 here on the cruise ship, but we only had to pay $13. We just made our way into the Walt Disney Theater, and we are here to watch a juggler. I am not sure if they will let us film or not, but if we can't, we'll let you know how it is afterwards. The juggler was actually really fun. Not only did he do some really impressive juggling, but there was also some humor and jokes that went along with it. And after that show, we made our way over to Pub 687, and in here they're gonna be doing 90s music trivia, so we love doing the different Disney and music trivias here on the cruise ship. And in this pub, they do also have board games, which is a really fun detail, so even though we're in here right now for trivia, if you're ever wanting to come over here, relax, and play some board games, they do also have these available.
You know this. These are not spirit fingers. These are spirit fingers. Alright, number 2 is All I Wanna Do. Blue. 40. Wait a second. Is there only 140 before we go on? Going once. Going twice.
We are now making our way over to dinner. Tonight we are at the Enchanted Garden, so we're heading there next. We'll share it all with you.
Here's a look at our table at Enchanted Garden, and I really like that we have a window spot so we can kind of look out of the window and enjoy that throughout dinner as well. Tonight it is a Frozen theme when it comes to the menu, which is a fun addition. And to start off, Jeff went with some pierogies, and I went with a split pea and ham soup, which was actually really good. For our entrees, Jeff went with a salmon, some rice, and a potato, and I went with a chicken dish, which came with some roasted vegetables. And for dessert, we got kind of a combination, so we did one of the sundaes, we had a chocolate cake, and then we tried some of the pancakes. Today was an absolutely amazing day. We had such a fun time at the port. It was absolutely beautiful. We got very lucky with the weather, and then we had a great time tonight on the cruise ship. I can't believe we finally won a trivia. Thank you all so much for following along with us, and we can't wait to bring you on our next adventure.